So, it's day 16 and I got a haircut today. I also sent my car to do some repairs. The engine was shaking and I guess the mountings needed some replacements. So after sending the car to the workshop, I guess I just walked around town. I brought along my camera with me and shot a few pictures in the town and decided to get a haircut. So yeah. And initially I wanted to talk about the walking experience because I haven't done it in a few months or so, but it was more or less good. Nothing too exciting happened. The pictures that I took were, I guess they were good, but not that great in my opinion. Anyway, so today let's talk about AI. No, not Allen Iverson, but artificial intelligence. So I'm sure most of you are well, what am I saying? I'm sure most of you are very familiar with AI these days because it's almost everywhere. Almost every company wants to say that their new product, their new tech is powered by AI. And you can't blame them because it's kind of the hot thing right now and almost everyone is obsessed with it. Well, not everyone, because I haven't noticed a lot of people who are openly obsessed about it here where I stay. But at the end of the day, it's a global thing and some people like it, some people hate it. And I'm personally on the fence. I mean, gone are the days where you ask Google or you Google something and something random just pops up that doesn't even answer your question. Now you just ask Gemini, ChatGPT, for example, what are the benefits of these foods right here, and they'll give you an answer. And yes, it's good. It's both good and bad. It's good in the sense that it's way more convenient, a way faster way. It's a faster way to get your information. Yeah, that's what was in my mind. Is it objectively a good thing? Well, to some maybe. To me, there are some cons out there. I mean, we are at the day and age where convenience is looked high upon and people need information fast. But, and I'm saying this with a huge asterisk, and I have personally experienced this as well, as in first-hand experience, that we have less patience as a whole because we are so used to having all the information in blink of an eye that we don't have the patience to find further. We not only have what I'm saying. We not only lack the patience to do research ourselves, it also translates into lacking patience in the daily activities. Now, I'm not gonna touch too much on that, but just in terms of research, not a lot of people know that AI can be wrong because AI samples from a lot of things if you don't know. So they might sample from scientific journals, scientific findings, scientific research, all those factual, let's just say factual places where you find information, but they also sample from Wikipedia. And Wikipedia is, I'd say, a lot more, has less misinformation, although it does exist in Wikipedia, but it also samples from social media, especially Reddit. It also samples from all websites, all types of websites. And as you know, not all information on the internet is correct, is factual. So it might be sampling from an opinion piece by a social media user, for example. And that's not a good thing because it will circulate misinformation at the end of the day. And obviously, you should be aware of that if you're not. And don't get me started on AI art, AI slop, AI made videos and all that, because a lot of people have their complaints, and I'm sure you've read a lot of the complaints people have against AI. But just for example, Gemini and ChatGPT. I've been using it extensively. Although I'm not using it for like doing research or anything important enough that spreading misinformation is bad. I have been using it for trimming my own scripts, trimming or asking its opinion about if my script is good, if my plans for this video and whatnot is good and all that. And that's one of the functions that can be beneficial to those who create content, because it's an easy way for us to, for example, trim scripts. If you don't have any friends to help you proofread, or if you work alone and you don't have any ideas on how to make your scripts better, that's one of the good ways you can use AI. But the bad thing is, if you completely write your script, ask the software to write your script for you, for one thing, it'll sound really obvious that you're using AI. Even when I ask it to rewrite my script to make it shorter, it sounds or it reads really obvious that it's made by AI at the end of the day. And when you ask it to write a script completely from the ground up, it will sample all the information that it can sample, put it into your script. Again, first, it sounds like AI. Second, there's also a possibility that you are plagiarizing, technically plagiarizing, unless you ask it for sources, which I'm sure not all of us do, including me sometimes. Well, not sometimes, all of the times, to be honest. So it's kind of ethically bad, or at least a moral gray area, to be honest, if you use it for that. I mean, sure, it can, and it has given me good video ideas. Again, that's a good thing. But at the end of the day, we the users ourselves, need to put our own touches to what the AI has, one, produced, or the idea that the AI has given us. Not only to give it that human touch, but also to make sure that it's our own creative process. I mean, you can use the suggestions as suggestions, just like you ask for other people for suggestions and you use them for suggestions. And that's good, that's great. But if you unknowingly just use it blatantly and you don't even know that you've plagiarized people, then yeah, that kind of sucks. That's why most artists today don't like AI art, because, and I've struggled understanding this myself as well in the past, is because these AI models actually sample art from real artists and put it into their generations, the pictures that they generate. And that's not fair to the artists who actually worked hard. Yes, I'm sure the argument would be, well, it's on the internet, it's free for anyone to grab. Well, technically not. Not everything is free, right? Because some artists work hard and sell their art on the internet. And those AI modules just simply take those examples from the artist and make other art out of it. Just look at Studio Ghibli. I mean, it was a fun trend, and honestly, I even participated in it, generating my own pictures for my family. But at the end of the day, although yes, other artists have sampled that Ghibli style before, but they usually put their own spin on it. And these AI models don't usually do that. Well, I can't say for sure, because what do I know? I'm not an artist. I don't paint, I don't draw. So yeah, I guess take my opinions on that with a grain of salt. Anyway, so I've been using AI not only for my scripts, but also to like just asking for opinions. Recently, I've been thinking about modifying my car, and I asked Gemini, what are the mods that I can easily do myself? DIY mods that I can do myself to improve the car while still being JPJ compliant. JPJ being our road, not say police, road enforcement. They're like the police, but they only specifically do road stuff, enforce the road laws. Anyway, so I got a lot of good suggestions, but in those suggestions, I kind of realized something, that it suggested using a throttle controller, and as someone who hasn't had an experience working with cars, whoa, this is kind of cool. This thing is kind of cool. What is this? So I did my own research without asking Gemini what a throttle control is. So I noticed that the pros that the that Gemini mentioned were so similar to what the what random people kept saying online. And Gemini didn't mention about any cons about using uh, a throttle control. Maybe there technically isn't none if you're careful enough, but a lot of comments are saying that you should be careful when using a throttle control because it might damage either your gearbox or your engine. And Gemini didn't mention that. So if I were to fully 100% just follow Gemini's advice, I might potentially have a higher risk of damaging my car. And that's why I suggest that anyone who's like me, who loves to ask Gemini or ChatGPT for advice on anything, still do your own research. And I know even if you Google it, because Gemini is owned by Google, the AI that Google implements will more or less tell you the same thing, but just try to search for your own information. Try to search down, go to the next page and all that. You'll spend some time doing your own research. Don't just take the AI's word for it, because the AI module will cherry pick the information. It's learned from the information that you ask for what you need to do, for what you want to do. So basically learning what information that you want to hear instead of what information that you should hear, that you should know. And that's like the AI model babying us, just giving us the information that we want instead of what the information that we firstly need, and then secondly that we should know, like pros and cons of using something. Now, I noticed that Gemini is worse at this compared to ChatGPT, because ChatGPT has not always, but most of the times it will give you the pros and cons. And I'm not saying one AI model is better than the other. It might be because I've been using ChatGPT longer that it's learned what I want to hear, and what I want to hear is what I should hear, because I asked it, is it, even if I use this, is it going to be bad? What are the benefits? What are the disadvantages of using this thing and that thing? So it's learned throughout chatting with me. It's learned that I need all the information, both the good and the bad. And again, when you think about it, that learning feels kind of dystopian, to be honest. Because think about it, it's a robot learning your habits, learning what you do, remembering and storing memory of you. Whether or not it's true that who owns ChatGPT, OpenAI, doesn't store that information, it's still kind of disturbing, to be honest. And I've already opened the can of worms, especially with Gemini though. And people say Google just use that information, they track that information. And yeah, I'm not gonna say that, oh, I'm all high and mighty, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. I've already uploaded my images, family images. And I sometimes, or most of the times, I do regret it, but I've already opened the can of worms. So those of you who haven't done any of that, those of you who haven't uploaded any images, or just asked Gemini or ChatGPT or any AI model, please be careful. Please don't do what I did. Please don't be careless with, firstly, your information, secondly, your face, your family's face, and upload it. I was reckless, man. So my advice is be careful with all that. Be careful with AI. And please don't ask them to generate weird stuff. It's kind of bad already that people are AI is plagiarizing artwork from people. Let's not make things work, please. Make things work. What am I saying? Let's not make things worse. Yeah. I guess that's it for day 16.